Hello, my name's Malin, and in this video I kind of wanted to talk about loneliness and expectations. It's just been something that's kind of been on my mind and something that I've been experiencing for a while, a bit more recently than usual. Apologies if the video is looks kind of fuzzy or blurry. Like my phone has a crack on the lens thing, so I can't properly wash inside the lens, so it looks a bit fuzzy. Anyway, it is what it is. It's what I've got. You can hear me, you can see me, that's all that's really important. So with loneliness, what comes to mind is thinking back to my childhood and kind of feeling like I didn't quite fit in, like I was a little bit different. I did have some friends and I kind of caught up with them. I was kind of social, brought up to be social and spend time with people. It wasn't like I was totally deprived in that sense, but there were times where, my upbringing was a little bit strict and I didn't get to see as many people as I liked. But I think it became more prominent when I reached high school, because in primary school, I was quite pure and innocent, if you'd like, and hadn't hit puberty yet, so life was kind of coasting by, as it does. It's kind of fun as a kid. And yeah, just through high school it became more and more pronounced. I'd float through groups, but I didn't quite feel like I had a place anywhere or that I fit in anywhere. And so that just kind of led me to just spending a lot of time alone, and I was already a kind of independent person, so me being alone and just spending more time alone just taught me to really value my alone time and value myself and have a lot of time to think about all sorts of things. Of course, this wasn't perfect, but especially recently I've been thinking about it, because my definition of kind of a friend is someone that you can be open with, that you can trust, that you can feel comfortable telling most things to them, kind of like I talk to in this video. I would consider you my friends because I'm just speaking to you freely and openly, and you guys are listening. So that's kind of, I guess in a way, that's how I have friends, through through YouTube, I guess. But one of the things that I've found in my life recently is that, people, not everyone's going to connect with you, especially me being someone who's more introverted, who's more deep and thoughtful, and I'm very critical and kind of cynical of especially society's kind of standards, like diet, mental health, how we set up as a government and an environment and a nation, the Western kind of culture. And I could go on about that for a while, but I think we know that we're not eating the right foods, we're not taking proper care of our bodies, we're not spending more time out in nature with people that we love and having more fruitful relationships, more deep relationships. And we're becoming more and more online, more and more the term brain rot comes to my mind, but I don't really like that term, because that kind of says that you've done some damage on your brain that you can't get back. And I think as a human being, you put anyone into a certain situation, they're going to adapt to it. You give me the diet that everyone else is eating, someone else is eating, the lifestyle that they're doing, and I'll probably end up kind of similar to them. Whereas if I had somebody live with me and they followed what I do, then they would become a bit more like me. That's kind of how humans work. So that's why I think it's important to be integral and to have high standards and values for yourself, because then, when you're with other people, they grow with you. And that's also difficult and hard, because it's hard to find people that are open and willing to do that thing and to follow along with you and to question things with you, and to also not just to follow along without thought to you. Anyway, I feel like I've kind of gone off topic from the loneliness kind of thing. So with me, loneliness and expectations. So I had a lot of expectations of how things should be, how relationships should be, how friendships and speaking to people should be. And from that, I've kind of had this very closed mindset, you know, like, oh, I am an introvert, so I shouldn't talk to people, I don't connect to a lot of people. But that may be true in one sense, but also if I'm not open to talking to people and opening myself up to other people and seeing what I can learn from them and what they can learn from me, you know, whatever that is. Not everyone's going to gel with what you want. Some people you're going to clash with. But, you know, it's rather to be hated for who you are than loved for who you're not. And that's one of the things that I've been trying to live my life by, and it's tough to kind of know, because I feel like I just have this like sense, like I'm like, this person won't understand what I'm going to say and they're going to fight back to it. And you know, that kind of sucks, you know, because you want to help them, you want to say what you think is best for them, but they're not willing to listen. These people have to be willing to listen. And I also had to be willing to be open to find things that I liked in other people, you know, because it turns out, you know, people all have their interesting stories and their interesting experiences that you can learn from. You know, like so many times I found myself like, oh, this person's just that, and I've just kind of categorized them and not kind of talked to them much. You know, especially because I work at a cafe, so I see a lot of people, and I just kind of, I've got into this bad habit of just, hi, how are you? What would you like? Yep, sure, thank you. Oh, that's all good, thanks, won't be long. You know, kind of like my routine, just to get it working and smoothly, which is okay when it's busy, but like, if it's quieter, I have this opportunity to speak to the people, like they're coming to me to order something. And so, you know, I have the power to ask them, like, how's your day going? What are you going up to? And just kind of hear more about people's lives, their experiences, and kind of, you know, everybody kind of has like a story or something. And it's kind of nice to hear and listen to stories. And the way that I've actually found this out is not, you know, I'm not doing this all the time, but just seeing other people, you know, co-workers and other people just speak to people, and then getting them to open up, and I'm like, wow, like I didn't think that person would say that sort of thing or have these kind of stories. You know, I thought they were just kind of basic, to be honest, which is not a very good thing on my part, but it's something that I'm trying to work on. So why I wanted to make this video was that I feel like loneliness is something that can really be a burden to a lot of people and can really suck, you know, and it can be something that you really want to fix and that you want to fix right away. But you already have situations to not be lonely, you just have to kind of take them and take that step. And this comes back just to my simple philosophy of an idea that you just got to do the hard things that you kind of don't want to do, but that are the opportunities that you have. So you have to work with what you have and take the steps that you can each day, because if you're waiting for this answer, if you're waiting to not feel lonely, if you're waiting... Sorry, that crow just wants to speak. I'm not sure if you can even hear that, but he just wants to have his say on this video. He's good now. So you got to work with what you have, because if you're waiting for loneliness to kind of be fixed, if you're waiting for the perfect person to come along, they likely aren't, and you have to be prepared for those people to come along. You have to be prepared to overcome this loneliness, because you are experiencing these things for a reason, and the opportunities that you have before you are the seeds that you've sown. Like, that's what you've been doing, that's what you've been putting into your life, so that's what you get. This is what the options that you have. You can't just be like, oh, I want that person's like 50-year-old massive oak tree, because I'm talking about metaphorically, like their relationship, you know, they're perfectly married, they're happy, they've got all this money, they've got this big block of land, and like their life seems so amazing. Why can't I just have that and have like their opportunities? But we haven't seen what they've been through, and you know, we all have our kind of unique journeys, and all we can do is take the best steps that we can and work with what we've got. You know, and as I was saying, like the loneliness comes to you for a reason. The options that you have are there for a reason, so you just got to work with what you've got. I feel like I've rambled on a fair bit, so we can end the video there. What is the crow doing? He's eating a tree. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you did, can you hear the crow? I'm just gonna check. Yeah, you kinda can. Cool. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.